What's up, guys? Welcome to another Maker Monday. How are you all doing this week? Hopefully you guys had a good week last week. Today we're going to be checking out some more stuff, electronic stuff today. Hopefully this video will be short. I don't have my timer on me, so we'll hope that I can get it done quickly and within our 12 to 15 minute window here. Today what I want to look at is how do you burn Arduino chips? Many of you probably have one of these, which is an Arduino of some sort. This is a Leonardo, but like if you have the Arduino Uno, you know, they use the little Atmel processors. Let's see, it's like an Atmega, what is it, the 318, I think, or something like that. That's what it is. So anyway, but they use those little Atmel processors as basically the core of this. Well, did you know that you can actually use your Arduino, Leonardo or Uno or whichever one you have, to burn bootloaders on the Atmel processors? You can actually do that. See, that's how these work, is they have a bootloader that's on them, which is, you can check out some of my other videos. I have a video on bootloaders, actually. It's one of my old videos, but I may end up remaking it. But check that out. Bootloaders are basically a little tiny segment of code that goes in the very first portion of the program memory, to where when the chip boots up, it runs the bootloader first and then starts the main program. Well, that's how you program your sketches and whatnot, which onto these guys, is you plug it in USB. What it does is when it first boots up, if you ever notice that it power cycles it or basically resets it, you ever notice that when you hit program, it sends a reset signal to this? That's because it restarts the chip. The chip then runs the bootloader, checks the USB port to see if there's any data on it, which then the compiler, or the basically loading software, sends information to it at that moment, and then it reads the new program data and loads it into the program memory on the chip. So that's basically, in a nutshell, how the bootloader works. Well, if you buy just a brand new Atmel processor chip and plug it in to your product or your project that you're doing, let's say, and you try to flash a sketch to it, ain't gonna work because it does not have the bootloader on it. Now, one thing cool is you can buy chips that are already flashed with the bootloader. I've seen that Amazon offers this, to where you can get one that has it says, you know, whatever the processor is, and it says with bootloader. Now, those actually do have the bootloader flashed on them from whoever's offering those on Amazon. So those are a good bet if you don't already have an Arduino, but yet want to make one for yourself. You can go that route because it already has the bootloader on it. Now you got to buy a USB to serial converter to be able to write code to it, but it will get you by. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to build our own programmer. And we're going to build our own programmer shield is what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, we'll be soldering this together. What I did was I bought a bunch of these, which are basically just headers. In fact, I have tons of those laying around, but what I actually did, I did one better. I bought a kit. Now, I'm not sponsored by these people or anything. I'm just telling you a place to get this that's fairly quick and easy to get, and that is from Adafruit Industries. They offer a whole kit, which they give you a bunch of little goodies in a bag. Ooh, man, hopefully the white balance will work on that. Got a lot of lights going on. But they give you a bag of goodies along with it, but they give you one of these. It's a little printed circuit board, okay? So that they have made up, the Adafruit has made up, that has the exact dimensions and shape and everything to become a Arduino shield. And they give you, it's basically like perf board, basically is what we call it. We call that perf board. Basically that board just has a bunch of holes in it for you to wire up whatever you want on it, but yet solder it down to where it's kind of a semi-permanent thing. These work great for prototyping and everything else, or for making a programmer. So that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is you can get this from Adafruit Industries. I can put a link down in the description. I actually got mine off of Amazon because Amazon actually stocks certain things from Adafruit and will ship those on your Prime. If you're somebody like me, I have Amazon Prime, so I get things in 2 days. If you order it from Adafruit, it may take, you know, a little bit longer because you might want to choose, you know, the shipping method. I think they're free. Do they offer free shipping? I can't remember. Oh, well, either way, it's usually like the 5 to 7 day shipping. Well, if you have an Amazon Prime account like I do, you know, you get the free 2-day shipping. And so they have these on Amazon. So I'll put the link down in the description so you can get one of these. But basically what we're going to do is we take the headers. I've already broken them up, and basically I push them into my Arduino Leonardo board, okay? So that way I can set this board on top of it, And there we go. See, it's just like a shield. I don't know if you've seen those, but you can buy shields for this. And we're gonna, and then that gives me basically a jig to solder all those pins down on. So we'll do that in a minute. As well as now, I could put a socket on this, which I have. Well, I had some somewhere. Yeah, here they are. They're up here. Excuse me for taking a while because I didn't have this prepared in before. Well, no, I don't. This doesn't have the sockets in it. Okay, never mind. So you can buy actual sockets, okay, which is an IC. But the problem is the IC really goes into those, and it goes into those really, really hard. So it's very difficult to pull it back out. You need one of those. I should have been prepared. I'm thinking of this as I go. You need one of these chip pullers to actually grab a hold of the chip and rip it back out. And sometimes if you don't get it pulled off just right, you'll bend the pins all to pieces and everything. And just sockets are a good thing. I think that's what's on the Arduino Uno. There's a socket on the Arduino Uno to where you can remove the chip. But it's very, very hard, and it's very, very difficult because unless you have the right special tools, you're going to end up bending pins, and then you do it 2 or 3 times, you end up breaking the pins, and then you got bad problems. So the biggest and bestest solution to that is you buy what's called a ZIF, Z-I-F, there it is, which stands for Zero Insertion Force. Sounds like a good thing because, like I said, the socket you got to push really hard and you got to pull really hard to get it out. Well, with these, I believe, let's see, Sunkey is who makes this. I found this on Amazon as well, and I'll put a link in the description to this. Basically what it is if you have a processor, let me grab all those processors back real quick. If you have like an Atmel processor, okay, you have one of these. You have one of these things. Hopefully I can do this with a camera like this. You have one of these. These will plop right into one of these ZIFs. See this? And then all you do to lock it into place to make it make contact, because right now it's loose. See, it's kind of flopsity. Is you push that down, and now it's locked in. That's it. And then if you want to take it back out, all you have to do is flip that little bar, and it comes right out. Zero insertion force. See? So get one of these, and what we're going to do is take one of those, and we're going to solder it down. We'll take it and snap it on to our perf board because it has 1/10 inch spacing, and look, it fits perfectly. Now you can take and burn a whole bunch of bootloaders on a whole bunch of, like if you buy a whole stick of like 10 or 15 of these little guys, you can just bang, 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 load bootloaders onto all of them. And what this whole goal is for this is sometimes you don't want to have to deal, when you're building a project, you don't want to have to deal with this form factor, because this form factor is set, right? It's set. It is this big. This thing is big. Well, you may not have room for something this huge, and you may not need the USB on it. You may not need the big barrel connector on it for power. You may not need all this stuff, okay? And 2, you don't have to spend $30 every time you want to, add an Arduino to your project. You may not want to do that. Your bill of materials, or we call it BOM, may not be able to support a $30 part. Just to turn some relays on and off. That may be what you do. So the better bet is to go with the actual processor by itself, which is only like $3, I think. I think that's how much these are. And buy the $30 component once, and then build this thing and burn multiple ones off of it. So we're going to go ahead and solder this guy up. First things first, I'm going to put up a picture of how we're going to connect this. This is straight off of Adafruit's website, or not Adafruit, I'm sorry, straight off of Arduino's website. They show you how to hook this up because they encourage this. They encourage you to burn your own processors and do things like that. Oh, and by the way, when I say burn, I don't mean literally burn it. That's what it's called when you flash the code to one of these. They call it burning the chip. And it comes from the old legacy way of when there used to be programmable gate arrays and things like that. You literally would the programmer would run small bits of current that would actually melt together connections inside the die of these chips. It would literally fuse connections together and burn them. And once you flash the chip with whatever program that was permanent, you had to throw the chip away and get another one. Way back when. That was a long time ago, but that was the way it used to be. And so that terminology of burning the chip has stuck around, even though, yeah, these are EEPROM memory and things like that. They're reflashable up to, I don't even remember how many times and all that jazz. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me throw that image up right now and take a look, and then we will solder this up. Be back in a second. Okay guys, I got her all back, got her all soldered up, so here's how we got it. Let me get out of the way. So there it is, there's our programming data pins, there's the memory clear, there's our power and ground, whoop, helps if it's on camera, power and ground, there's all the channels and everything, so that's all there is to it. And then I've got the pins all soldered up, so now we should be able to take these two boards and marry them right up. So this should go to there, that should go to there, and it should all snap together. Perfect. So now all we do is we take our micro, and I've set this one up to where this is going to be the top of the chip. So pin 1 is right here. So this is pin 1. So you take your chip. You can see that. Take your chip, has that notch in it. That notch is to show you where pin 1 is. So I'm taking the notch, okay, make sure I'm on camera here, and putting it in, set that into the ZIF, and lock it down. There you go. All right, guys, so that's how you make your very own programmer board, okay? So check out that image again if you want to. You can screenshot it or whatnot. Excuse me. Also, check out Arduino's website. They give you all the information on how to program one of these on your own, how to flash the bootloader to it, as well as you can download the bootloader and everything else for your specific chip. But that's how you make a very simple circuit, and you do it with a ZIF to where 0 insertion force, right? So that way you can put your chips in and you don't have to worry about them falling out, they get programmed properly, and you don't have to worry about bending pins. So that's a quick way to do it. I will be creating a video, an exact total tutorial on how to use this, and we'll do it on the computer and everything and show you guys how to burn your own bootloaders, because I am going to need to do that for the Halloween video. That's right, it is that time of year. Halloween's coming up, boys and girls. So we'll be doing that. I got a really cool idea for you guys. It involves sound. It involves MP3, it involves motion sensing, so it ought to be pretty cool. Alright guys, this video has probably ran long enough. I'll let you guys get back to it, so hopefully this starts your week out great, or if at the end of your Monday, if your Mondays are like mine, this at least gives you something to take a peek at and kind of sit back, relax, and enjoy. So guys, with that, thank you. Check out t-shirts, zazzle.com/misperry, links down there. Get yourself some t-shirts and some coffee mugs. There's some coffee mugs I have out there. I got a tumbler mug that's awesome. I enjoy it, and I've actually sold a few of those. So those are really popular. So check those out. Check me out on Instructables. I probably will do pictures of this and put it on Instructables so you guys can see how it's done as well. Follow me on Twitter. I try to give updates on Twitter and things like that. So like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. You know, thumbs up, thumbs down, as you please. And guys, with that, have a good Monday. We'll see you next time.